Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Design, and today I'm going to talk about fuel again. The reason why I'm doing that is because although most people agreed with me that they had burned isopropyl alcohol and had the same experience as me burning black, I had a few that said I was lying, blah, 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 blah. So I'm lighting this with the yellow heat in it as a baseline so you can see what yellow heat burns like, and to prove that the stove isn't polluted with some dangerous chemical. So I'm going to let this burn off, then I'll turn the camera back on and I'll take a bottle of heat, and without the seal even broken, and we'll break the seal right on camera, hook it up, fill the stove up, see how it works. Also, I'm going to burn it in an atomic, and I'm going to burn it in free open air on a plate so we can see all the different ways. And I will put a pot on this and take it down to a ½ inch and see how that works. But I think we all have to agree that if it's burning yellow, it's going to be sooty. Okay, we've burned off all the heat. This is the good stuff in the yellow bottle, pure methanol. And if you're going to use one of my stoves, this is the stuff I want you to use in it. It's good stuff. Now, this is the wrong stuff. It's 100% isopropyl alcohol. Now, I'm going to take the top off of this, and you can see that it's sealed. So I haven't done any trickery here. I'm going to break this seal, and I'm going to do three things. One, I'm going to fill this stove up. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prime it. And I'm going to put some alcohol right in it. And put the thumb screw back in. Okay, before I lose the prime on this, I'm going to light this stove and we'll see. Now, if this burns bright yellow, it's smutty. I don't need to put a pot on it. Okay, the wick is burning yellow. That's not a good omen, but we'll wait and see what happens once it vaporizes. And the answer to that is, oh, there she goes. Yep, we've got it. And you can see it's burning bright yellow. That means it's going to be extremely smutty. So some people say, well, you got to keep it down within a ½ inch of the flame. So I've got a clean pot here. Let's put it within a ½ inch of the flame. Now, at that point, it went out. So let me relight it. Now I've got to reprime it and start over again. This stuff, it's not like regular methanol alcohol. It doesn't even really want to burn. And if you choke it down by putting the pot within a ½ inch of it, it's just basically trickery where you're robbing it of air where it just can't hardly burn at all. There we go. I mean, let's face it, if you've got to keep it within a ½ inch all the time, there's something wrong. It's the wrong fuel. What a surprise. Okay, we've got it burning again, and say to keep it within a ½ inch. Well, if you put it down within a ½ inch, yeah, it doesn't burn as yellow, but it's really dicey. Any closer and it'll go out, and any higher and it will turn yellow again. So it's kind of dicey. But I have to admit, that's a valid point. I've got it within a ½ inch. And yes, I don't see any smut. Yeah, it's a little bit, not much, some. So if you burn it and have a pot stand to keep it within a ½ inch, and you can keep it going because this is struggling to stay going. But I'm going to say, if you can keep it down within a ½ inch, and let me move the camera down so you can see this. This is a very valid point. Get down here. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's obviously burning very smutty. Let me see if I can get it on the camera here. But can get it down very low like that. You can do pretty well with it. It's still a little bit smutty, but really not too bad at all. The problem is that when it's down that close, the flame is kind of being starved for air, and you don't really get that much heat. So I just noticed that when I pulled it off, the bottom of the pot caught on fire. Let's cool off here a minute, and let's see if we're getting any smut here. Let me get a paper towel here because this is hot. The trouble is that it tends to almost die, and then when it comes back up, it goes up the side of the pot. But they're right. If you keep it down within a ½ inch, keep it to the point where it's so starved for air that it almost won't burn, it is not smutty. But I don't really know. I guess if you had the right length pot stand, you could do that. Still not impressed. Let's try it all by itself. Okay, burns bright yellow there. That's obviously fairly smutty. And lastly, let's screw it onto the old M5. The threads are the same, and I got to tell you, well, that's worth knowing. Yeah, I guess it's going to go. Yeah, it's going to go. Let me get this out of the way here. And let's try it in the wick stove. Okay. Yeah, that's good right there. Okay, let's light that up and see how that looks. Yeah, that's, you can see that's burning yellow. That's going to be very smutty. So, what we found out is that isopropyl alcohol burns smutty in a wick stove and in a vaporizing stove and free burning. But if you put a pot down low on it so that it's starved for air, where it really isn't producing that much heat, and you can keep the pot right directly over it at that height, that it isn't smutty, but that's basically only because it's not really burning. So I hope this puts this to rest, but I'm sure somebody will cry foul somewhere and accuse me of some underhanded thing that I, whatever. So yes, if you put it down within a half an inch of the top of a vaporizing stove, which is insanity, and the wind doesn't blow it off underneath, because as soon as it goes up the side and gets some air, it turns your pot black. Yeah, if you do that, you can burn isopropyl, but I think we all can agree here, wrong fuel for the job. It's, somebody told me that it has glycerin in it, and that's what makes it so dirty. I don't know, but I tend to agree with that. Something in it that makes it dirty. It's supposed to be 100% isopropyl. Maybe isopropyl has glycerin right in it. I don't know. And I'm not a chemist, and frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. This is the wrong fuel for alcohol stove, bottom line. That's that. And 99% of the people that have chimed in on the comments have backed me up on it. No, wrong stuff. Too smutty. Now, even that, I'm getting a light smut on my hands. Not bad, but I didn't hold it over there for, 8 minutes either. I think even at 8 minutes you get a light, but nothing big. So anyway, I'm Tinny from Mini Bowl Design. Get out and hike, take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, leave no trace, be nice, and have a really great day. Bye-bye.